Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be installing a shower tray with Hardie Backer and marine ply wood. This is what it looked like after, but you're going to have to stick around to see how it was all built and put together. So we're going to start off with the base of the foundation of the shower tray, which has been cut to size already, and all we need to do now is actually glue them to the floor so it stops them from kind of moving around, and then we're going to glue them together and put pilot pieces in and screws so they are now more stronger, and then making sure that it's level is another part which you're going to see in the video, but I'm going to wait until we get up to that point. And what we're going to use underneath are a thing called spacers. They allow everything to be even, and that's what we want for a perfect shower tray to be sitting on, and that is the shower tray which we'll be fitting on. And these are the spacers, and making sure that everything is level is obviously paramount to not having uneven weight on a shower tray when you step on one side, when you step on the other side. These are the whole points of doing things properly. I actually have got a separate video which I will link in the description box, which is just on this shower base, how to make it and how it's put together. So at this point you can see that the skirting board is actually starting to hit the corner of the shower tray, so we need to modify that so it fits in snug. But what we're going to get is a little gap on one side, but we've got something prepared for that. So make sure you look about and see what it is, what we have, which is going to be taking up that space. And on the left hand side you can see the waste, which I will connect up later, but what we need to do now is actually understand where the trap is coming out so we can get our pipe work going around it and there's nothing blocking it. So as you can see right now, we've brought back that skirting board piece, so now the shower tray can scoot right over into the corner and sit flush with it. That's really important because we are going to close up the wall which you see in front of us. We've got a piece which we're going to cut a little bit later, and everything will start to come together.
Sit there.
Yeah.
Sit there. And the rest can go. Nice and neat. That gets stuck back on. Just got to sort that bit out here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is
if anybody's asking, on the right hand side you will see a little gap, but that's so you can actually get to the isolation valves which are underneath for the shower. And what we're going to put there is a little access panel, so two little screws which you can take off and pull to the side, and you'll be able to access it from there. But you'll be able to see all of this at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around. This installation is going to be interesting, but also long as well, so get yourself a cup of tea as well. And let me not forget to tell you to subscribe to the channel. I've noticed a lot of you are not subscribed. I'm currently trying to push out as much content as I can, and I do need your support. So yeah, I'm going to ask you a few times in this video, if you haven't subscribed already, press the subscribe button, put on your notifications, and if you can, no, I'm sure that you can, drop a little comment.
how much you want to get your hand in to get the valves.
So it's,
I can get them from here.
so if you went from there, that's that back probably about 400, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
Less than that, it's 3.
3.
So
I would say a minimum of 4.
I can get your valves quite easily from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that and cut that to here. Yeah. So I need this section here. It's just a more.
So it was time to cut that marine ply, which is actually the base plate, and we carefully cut out where the trap should be on top, and then got on with it with a pilot piece, making some holes, and then cutting along our line gently and carefully like a pro. I wanted to show you what it was like, so here's a little video of it now. I'm going to stop talking for a second so you can see what he's doing.
How big do you want this hole? Do you want it like perfect around it for the waist?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because
Tradesperson or
Yeah, I'm not going to proof this for the women.
So what we always do, and I don't hear a lot of people say it, is that you always dry fit something, see if it will fit before you actually cut into it or you do any work on it. So we've done that before. I forgot to say that to you because I know this is a step-by-step thing, but hey, it's a long video. So there's some things to take in if you want to understand it. Always dry fit, and then after we dry fit, we've obviously cut it, and then after we cut, we're obviously going to glue it because there are going to be some small edges where everything doesn't always go up to. So you want to make it watertight. So needing to silicone it straight after is definitely important, and it's obviously going to stop the tray from moving about anywhere once it's siliconed and in one place. So this is the process right now.
See that, but
Cool.
not enough.
A little bit more.
Yeah, not enough.
Oh, do you want another piece?
Yeah.
So going back to the idea of dry fitting, that's the first thing I've done when it comes to this trap. It doesn't actually matter what colour it is because everything is actually going to be boxed in. So I dry fitted it, cutted my really one length and put an elbow on the corner. Made sure that I have enough fall for it to run away and make sure it's not running up it. That's very important, people. And if you don't know how to do that, definitely use the level and you will find out. Because you don't want your level to be level. You want it to be at an angle. So we're at that point in the video where we're just about to cut our Hardie Backer cement board, which is a fibre cement board, for anyone that wants to know. But we are going to put our rock wall in the wall before that. But we need to cut it to size, so we need to take a little bit off the bottom because the two holes were already made, which is sitting 150 mil apart. If you know about shower brackets, you can buy them and those give you that space distance all the time, innit? So there's some things what you need to know sometimes, and if you come to my channel, I'll tell you them. All you got to do is subscribe, innit? It's just an even share between us. If you haven't subscribed already, we're not even halfway through the video, so I think you should. Let's get on with the rest of it.
And then I'm going to cut that straight off there. And then let that one sit on top. That's gone down quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's good enough. Good enough for me anyway. So that's that one. I need the 150 centres, right?
Those are 150 cents. Yeah.
It should be, innit?
Should, yeah.
Yep, they are. So imagine that. 150 centre. Yep, got that. They're the holes that I need cutting. Just pop that one. So like that. Yeah. Okay.
Need to clear out a little bit.
Should come out. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to take these downstairs because you can't cut this stuff
Up here.
up here. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare. So we'll take the skill saw.
Okay. Things about doing showers, yeah, is actually doing all the tiling. This is definitely going to be a game changer. It has been for a little while. This is a waterproof splashback panel, which is solid PVC compressed panel around 10 millimeters thick, and it's designed especially for wet areas. And it comes in probably loads of different designs. There will be probably no more need to get the tiler anymore, and this is going to be the game changer. I want to be the first person that I saw put out one of these types of videos. We are halfway through the video, so if you're enjoying it, do let me know. Look at this little party trick for drawing 30 mils off. It's quite good, isn't it? I'll be able to do that next video.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to get that cut, son, so crack on with that while I'll put on the rock wool into the wall. This is necessary. This was quite tedious. Do not breathe this in. Make sure you cover your face because, yeah, rock wool's not good for you. Anyway, that's all got to get done. So I'm going to speed up the camera a little bit because this process took definitely in the excess of 2 days, solid work. Hope you guys appreciate the content, what I'm putting out at the moment. I'm going to try and keep my videos to quite long now, so we're going to extend the time because I'm filming more and more content and I've got a lot more things to say as well. So let's get on with a bit of time lapse, eh? The real big advantage of installing these panels is there's no grout lines, less maintenance, less mold, and once you've fully installed it, it's all fully waterproof and sealed. It's amazing. That's right. We've got the rock wall in now, and now it's time to always tidy up. I always do this when I work with people. I don't like working in messy places, so always tidy up, even if you've got a small working space. And as you can see, that area is quite small. I will be able to give you the dimensions of the shower tray in a minute, actually. The shower tray is actually 1000 by 900, so it's quite a big shower tray. Again, I will leave the description for how to install the shower tray, what wood we used, all of that gizmo gazmo. I went into a longer video for just the shower tray separately, but that will be linked in the description box below if you do want to check it out. Going along any job what we do, we always take pictures before and after because you need to show how your installation was put in, making sure that it was put in correctly as well. And having the evidence on your phone is just part of something what we do. So if you saw me stopping, starting and picking up, we've got one more Hardie Backer to be able to put in. And once we get that in, we need to screw it down to the wall. We did put a lot of screws in these because you do want to keep them in place. They're quite heavy actually. It wasn't just the way I was just throwing them around. It is because I do go to the gym, boys and girls. But yeah, we now need to make sure our lines meet up so we can actually drill onto the beams which we have going down, and we're not going to drill into the side of the wood. So that's what you can see those 2 dotted lines on the wall be, is so he knows where the beam is and so he can drill into that to use it as support. Panels, yeah, you need to have a flat solid base, yeah, like cement boards, which these are, and then we put suitable grab adhesive behind it to seal it, and we use silicone to seal up all of the joints. I just want to tell you that before we start putting them on, because I want to show you the process so you can watch it for yourself and not kind of talk over it, because you get more of an understanding what it is, and I get a little bit bored of talking as well, so bear that in mind, people. Interesting fact, what people probably asked, what about the waterproofing details? All edges and internal corners are sealed with suitable silicone to top up and stop any water from tracking behind the panel, because I know someone might think that, so I just want to put it out there now. Disclaimer, all of that good stuff. Alright, let's talk about it. Durability and finish, because I've seen these up close and I think they are impact resistant, easy to clean, and they give a modern finish. Yeah, bit different to traditional tiling. You can see something when it's being tiled, and you can see after time tiles might wear. Just depends on what quality tiles you bought at the end of the day, because this is just something totally different. I think it looks quite fresh. It keeps things quite clean. Again, you've got less bacteria and stuff because it's just one panel. And again, I've said to you that it's easier to clean it. But when you start to see us put it together, you'll see how interesting it is actually. So we've got a few more screws to go, making sure that this panel is in safely, because the last thing you want is this panel flying off or feeling weak at any points. So we want to make sure that everything is screwed right down, and it was so hard to actually get the screws in and get them going. I can't remember the size of the screws we used again, but I'm sure nobody asked me in the comment section. Haha, funny question, guys. Let's move on. Let's start to put the panels in. And the panel has actually got this groove which it sits in the corner of the shower. But you're going to see that in a second. Me and the young gentleman, we start talking about it, about how it gets installed.
Yeah, project that distance from there to there, and clipping this in, and then pushing the panel back. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And then that way you can use this one
As a guide.
As normal.
Yeah.
The only one we can't do is this one, because we'd have to cut that to the height of. First and foremost, we cut this to the height of that corner,
And then slide it in,
and then get that panel.
Yeah.
Cut the panel to height.
Yeah.
Which should be the same as that. Then we can plot the two holes, and with that attached to it, push it back. But the only thing is, you can't afford to make these too tight, because then they won't go back properly. So the bow, I'm exaggerating the bow, but if it's too tight, it's got to be like loose to go in.
Yeah.
That's the trick. Okay. So first things first is cut.
Measure.
This corner stuff, this corner section in here. I'm going to put the glass on.
You want me to hold it or?
Make sure it don't move, it's got to sit on the tray.
Okay.
Right, that's 1,900 m.
Okay. Yeah.
1,980 m.
Okay.
Can I go 80? Is that 80 or a bit more?
So that L bracket, which the two panels actually slide in and fit inside it, you have to cut it to size. So we also have to cut the panel to size as well, making sure that the holes are in the right place. And as you can see, the L-shaped bracket is now cut and ready to have the two panels slide in on each side, but we do need to put the adhesive also on the wall as well, which will be followed after we cut the panel to size, which also has another lip which sits on the side of it as well, so it looks like it's got a silver trim on the side. You'll see as we start to install it. So we obviously dry fit again, and then we make sure we cut one time and then fit it in properly. There is also a skirting which runs at the top, so we all have to do that, and it will have to be siliconed at the top as well, so it's water resistant. Getting these panels in and out of the bathroom was definitely a challenge. We've now got the two holes cut out and ready in place. That L-shaped bracket which sits in the corner, that needs to slide in, and our panel sits up to a lip. And we've also got to cut a sill, which is for the side panel, because it's standing over the door. So we need to cut that back to size as well, and the top as well. But one thing we found with the top was that the roof of the bathroom wasn't actually level itself. So it was high on one side, low on another side. So we had to cut it to size, because there is actually a trim which sits around the top of that as well, and a trim for the bottom. But we actually cut it in place and managed to get it on nice and snug. And that's the whole point of this thing, is if you give no space for little gaps, or as less gaps as possible, the less silicones you need to put around it. But obviously you do put silicone around the edges after to create a nice water seal once it's on. But the process is actually coming together, and after this we've only got actually one other panel to do, and you'll see a glass go in this as well, which I didn't actually get on camera, but I'll show you towards the end of the video as well. So we've come to that point where we need to cut the last panel, but the last panel is a little bit tricky because we've got a waste pipe which actually comes out the wall, but we want everything to look like it's all the same. So we managed to cut a little template out of the waste, which is actually there at the moment, and then we're going to use that template, cut around it, and put back in the part which we've took out, while making a hole which is just going to be for the waste pipe as it comes out the wall. So hopefully it will look all lovely. And that's the trim I was telling you about before, which we have to put on the top. So the same thing is going to go on for the last bit of panel, and we're just going to do a bit of measuring up, because like I told you before, the roof was not level. So the roof not being level, it doesn't allow the top of the panel to be cut level or flush. But we'll be able to do our little magic while we put the trimming on the top, and you'll never see it. You'll never see it in your life. You'll see it at the end of the video, and I guarantee no one can ever see it, because we've sealed it as well. So it looks top notch. And this is that photo thing what I was telling you about before, taking pictures before and after so you can remember what you're doing, making sure that you're doing the installation properly. And what we will be doing after this is getting that adhesive grab which will be onto the wall, so it can pull the panel back to the wall, spread it over evenly like in these dots like what we've done, and any types of crevices as well which you have, and then it's just push and stick onto the wall, and the adhesive actually grabs it quite in. You can see for yourself. It makes more sense. We're gonna see this more in like new builds and stuff, and instead of them even going for like a tiler to tile anything, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this is what this is for. Exactly what it's for.
Because it's not perplex, is it? Because perplex splashback is something which is different.
They're rigid.
Rigid.
This is, they call it a hygiene panel as well.
Right.
Because it
stops bacteria.
There's no grout, there's no nothing. That's exactly it.
Right.
I want to save a little bit. What's left? I want to save a little bit for the these trims that we're going to put on.
I have got to say, when we was installing these panels, you have got only really one chance to obviously stick it on the wall. You can't take it back off and pull it back off. You've got actually one chance to get it right, and that's why you got to double check your measurements twice, 3 times, 4 times. Just get it right, innit? And now we're at the point where we are installing the dual shower mixer with an overhead and a handheld hose. This shower has an adjustable height on the shower rail, which will allow you to make the shower rail higher or lower depending on your height, obviously, in the shower. I just wanted to show you a little thing there. That's your hot is on your left, cold is on your right. that is always going to be like that on basins and showers because of people who cannot see. And remember, how would they know where the hot or the cold is on if it wasn't set like that always? So make sure you get it all the way round properly. Don't ever put the hot on the cold and the right on the left. Anyway, make sure you put the hot on the left and the cold is on the right, people. It's a thing. So another thing I want to tell you about is when you're working with these chrome nuts, yeah, make sure you just use your 2 fingers to tighten it up, because often, yeah, some of the threads can be very finicky, and if you haven't got your valve lined up with your nut, it won't go up and you'll just be spinning it and spinning it and spinning it. What I don't use on it is I don't use adjustables. I use these water pump pliers which I got from Ox Tools. They actually got a flat side grip on it as well, so it doesn't scratch anything, and that way I can just do it up tight but not too tight, because as you can see it will pop off. It needs to be done up a certain amount of tightness. Get it right the first time, you'll end up looking lovely like this. That mark on the wall is definitely going to come off, and I didn't do that neither, someone else done that. Anyway, we're going to move on because we need to get the shower rail hose in as well, which is going to sit in the bottom. The hose is going to sit in the bottom and the rail is going to sit in the top. So I've still got to put in the shower rail, and I've also got to put in a back bracket which holds into the wall, which keeps that rail straight. So I've got to drill into the wall on my beam as well, because you can see there was a little line on the top of the roof where the beam ran down, and making sure that I get onto that so it screws directly into the beam, and that holds up our shower rail. And I am able to put our hose in the bottom of it, and there is a little hook what sits onto the rail which you can hook your hose for your shower head, because it's a dual shower, so there's 2 shower heads on it. And the glass is now installed, and this was that part of the video which I told you that I didn't really get, but you can see we've got a glass which runs, I'm not sure the distance of the glass, but it's a nice sleek glass, and it makes the shower look quite modern actually. Yeah, I never mind taking my time when I'm doing something, people. I feel that it's important to always have your attention on what you're doing. So I do that with patience, making sure that my screw is in properly and making sure that it is going to be solid for the shower rail to be able to fit in and hold it. That was a little grr, grr, grr. I don't know if you know about all that type of stuff. If you do, let me know in the comment section below and we'll be back at you. And now I just need to push the bracket in, and when the bracket goes in, there are some small little grub screws what sit on the top, so I need a small Allen key to be able to twist that into place. Nearly flew out and hit me in my face there. We nearly had an accident. We nearly. But that's why I make sure that I'm ready anytime. So take your time when you're doing things, people. It's important. You can see the Nubo light doing this thing in his back, keeping it well bright. But I do want to let you guys know that I will be dropping longer form videos just like this. So if you enjoyed this video from start to finish, you learned something, it was interesting, just subscribe to the channel, people, because these types of videos is what I'm going to be focusing on more on, putting out more quality content, talking to you guys, trying to tell you as much as I can about it. I tried to make this as interesting as I can as a breakdown video. I don't think that I left anything out. If I did, let me know. You won't be seeing the installation of the skirting at the front of the shower tray because that was all done already, but is painted, and there are the access panel which I told you about, which was earlier in the video. The hose was working. I don't think that I showed the shower running, but it was running and there was no leaks because we've already commissioned it and it's all up and working. But again, if you stayed around this long for this video, just subscribe to my channel, people. I make plumbing content. I do videos like this. I've got days in your life as well. And we are at the end of the video. So it's that time for me to start showing you the magic shots of the... I might as well bring it back and show you a little before and a little after what we come to at the end of the day. Make sure you stick around right to the end, because I'm only playing the end part of the final part of the video at the end, which is the shower all done, finished, and everything out of place, no more mess. So stick around to the end. Appreciate you guys for watching so far. Again, my name is Mr. London Plumber. There is the tutorial video of the installation of the shower tray, which will be linked in the description box below. Do look out for the new videos which I will be posting every single week.
Mm-hmm.